Yeda say ya mo akwaba onua machi ene egusu ade ma live onua TV onua 95.1 FM baby awa wote yenka bia no pay egusu aye chia na ye bisa wo se wo hote sen minim se anope de opa so ote de wate bebre ye besi no koso esanse empanyufo aye krado ya ne wo mo ebedi enkomo ye rakofi Cranton 2016 independent presidential candidate watena sedada wono wa ma mahu se 2024 and I make us nice in 2024 and it's here Coffee Cranton ewa ham me share ni mo se me nua be ma Ivan Che innocent and afeni ayi ebeba be kan ye ho na ya bomoden e de yenkomo no ahyehye so enem enkomo aye bedi no bomoden fa comment ebeto ase e meto mebo ne mekinka bi ama e me se ya na ye jijam wachi dodo enkomo ne ye desa ne ye refi comment no eti wan kasa ba bia wo no hwe okrom na hwa wo hene a wone ne te ho se anya bia wa bobra papa bi ama wo afa beto ase wo mo obra papa bi ama wo so enho nkomo ne ye bedi ye wie nso na afa ya hye ye ma panyin na na do nkwa akufu ado ni security because me ti mu say wo mo wo ne ho no ye sake omo na ye yi a wo se ye sake omo ne ade foforo ba because adwuma no omo nim ho omo nim ani so ntina ama panyin ko dwamu ana aba abonten we enim gwasi semwe eti ana nkomo na droso ene ye betena se ne yabo ede amawo but enem me pese yera Kofi Cranton ama healthy bit na wa beti wasu yera Cranton menchi a wo maachi
iniaba
oho ye de
ya entembi wor ma ya TV so ntu men kana nka minyaya nka meka pa
sa ho
said yeah
na se de wo kagu mu
me enya he yes
what they account bibia nsi
oh there be ye misro say so mbeka say ya ko doctor won be doctor me tape no nom dia ba but why come and me banam hu sa na oh yes na to say sa ninti no ene se
de okay yan ye mammo me ma appetite
me say no na nyame abode na why no so fefe wasisi na kama nti ye da se na ya ne tie ne se ya na unse de bia no Ghana for ye kase ye di ye nyoma ye di ni na organic so organic so na
organic
yeah organic na ye di no
untie no asra ni odi ate
oh yeah yes yeah untie but untie yeah organic no aya nkofo pi feel say eno aye di nti no yeah complete so but organic nature say the absence of BB organic nature say the presence of BB organic nature say pesticides ne roundup nomine enuro ne nyoma boni bia ese say normally no wom digu enuane so no ebi ni aduane num ebi ni aduabanum so but eno nso nkyere say ebi ni mu nti no de esese ewom no ebi wom so inti your health tidbits ye dey ba anope say just because we di organic no doesn't mean say esese we mineralize your body so
ensese we dey
we mineralize your body che say enyo bi wo hono ma esese wonom na ema wo nipadua no processes womu no eye complete they make out I say because who said the excuse and say you do organic into organic no should be enough but organic no the absence of enyo bia emwa aduane no but eno nche say e organic ni nti e wonyo ma bia yenso body ni hia enyo bi wo hono ma body ni hia body ni ntumi nye ma no ho
I just say
and nti na friend essential minerals ni vitamins no nti body bia no hia 60 minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 amino acids, 2 essential fatty acids. We here eka the fact say we do organic no ho to make our processes no complete. Inti ya mineralize your body. Mineralization and saying and say we bet to me actor a vitamin and mineral formula a fully fledged. Just say a they are kind of vegetable derived minerals ne vitamins no a bit me aboa body no na processes on you see nyame bo body no obo body ne say body no tumi ye bibia by itself but ehia akade bi na atumi aye saa neoma no na body na complete enya pe na body no a start na ne kan say this easy and a disease no this is say easy no say ahoto this easy and I say the reverse of ahoto
okay into minerals ni acid na wo kan de ne ye nom de ne ye di ansa ne nyasa minerals ni acid
say de wudi no nko but as I say we no ye ade a ya hye aye into 60 minerals 16 vitamins 12 amino acids 2 essential fatty acids sanyo many na as I say count processes no ho Udia.
Nti no ya de aduane be ne benya wo.
Wo anya aduane mu na wo se wunya vitamin formula because wunye ya wuntie. Se wo ko na se wo pe vitamin A into koto na wo pe beta your friends and keratin to koto carrots no area. Carrots no wunnim se aduane wo agbogoloshi nsuo fi bi mu ana se when say airport residential ho gota bi e ho no ne adua ho. Etori bi American carrots na
When taste ni
what taste no say say mechanical taste bi wom I say oil bi ana bibi inti wo bi say ho say na de hi na free inti wo ka say wo kore carrot a normal carrot we adua no wo soil a wo bibia mu say this amount of vitamin A wo nim untumi ko test carrot no lab ansa no wadi inti de say wo ye ne say wo berry carrots ne de with the hope say maybe a wenye fino but as I say we mineralize the body no just say wo fa bibi ka wo normal way no ho minerals vitamins any na ema wo processes no complete now body na tumi aye nneoma say ye no the way a ebeboa o yes a wunyi na no na wo age na wo so nneoma nkoyi eno na ekofa yade e ba no nti and
I health experts in the year coffee cranting just say no dey na wonim say enkomo bebre wopono so a ye bedi e de amount and open na papa frame o say ya me sorry a TV dey say me si nwani enti ene mpapa wo hwe Mr Cranting wo hwe Ivan o hwe ni wo say Ivan na no woden pa say Ivan dey wonim me papa Mr Yaw Anane I salute sir is it our court pension why pensioner
the math teacher no.
O math teacher. They say mpapa bedu fia na mintimi math ya no wadwa. Because one math no wafa ne se nsuo. Enti aman o ho ye de.
O nyame adoma ho de ho.
E de nyame ase ni.
Yes, you see.
Ene mama Mr Cranting aba se won fa nto mama. My elite. Enti adope me mama kwa aba. Ya de nyame ase weekend no na very long enti yakwa aba nyame adom enkoba no so de bebre ho Ghana mpanyimfo anya omadwen so o mo sa kire omadwen yeso ye nya akasa because my omadwen say ye ja akasa o take advantage enti yeso ye nyai ye beka kwesi so mesisam suban mati ase but ene ye nkomo kase ba ko eda pono so aye bedi eye na nanom ahemfo a ye no omo eti ye nkuro so ene na maka ne say nana kwadwo masa wona wo ye kokko amanhene ena wo san eye acting president ma Sampa traditional council na wo na so no pay oba mechia why enti nana ene de mo na so ne ye nenam no mo ye dan ya ye beka mo asem ni bi se be ya ye ho betimi atoyen enti ye Cranting me ye sure say last week ye started nananom ahemfo mo contribution for omanyi development ena ye hu sese ya hemfo no eye wo madwuma yi a enka oman no ebekoso papa ba sese no na no meka se woni krama di agro tafre wa no enti ye mpanyimfo no wo ne ya hemfo no ne politicians na kodi agro ena o matafre oma no eti wo ma hu se ahemfo no do mo hia ye ka do mo hia ye sika enti nyansane ma wo so mo ye wo yempuntuo ne yemkuro so no ema ena nananom so ye no mudi akire second parliament ya mfaso bia ni so ene nananom ahemfa ye no mo te Ghana hanom nti ye Cranting na no ye hwe gomua ne keka mbate ne ye de oboase kire wa rebe ho captain abos wa no pay wo hwe oboase krom gold ahodo a ye 250 ya katoa pensu besi ne na hwe oboase krom captain besi asesama ya num tan na yare so agu krom nya yare ketwa because ahemfo o krom ha your margin say wo mo ne politicians be di agro matafeta from no eti empuntuo ne de nya de a wo mo hwe ho asemaka eti royalties no mo oje na aha oboase kuro na da ho no living legends hwe oboase kuro pedi gold coast ai mekanisa oboase na ye gold habo kesia power Ghana ha ya tu gold da tu na hwe oboase kuro wonam a ayese me kuro tantan tamfutro nkwa
the whole Africa
chese gold ra ye tu Ghana ha emu 70% efu oboase hwe oboase kuro hwe de kuro na ye ase enye empanyifo enetim ase ohene kura ni kuro num hwe mu tan emu futuro emu atache emu manho hwe we inti we ya asfalt do no
titi the whole Africa enye Ghana pe the whole Africa
ase na ye jiro oboase na ye jiro oboase inti da melemiti ni to no na ena de mani brabre no na me MP bi ni wo bi ka pa hwe oboase kuro na da ho no eniti Mr. Cranton oboase eno na da ho no nanadum ahemfo atena kuro no magye royalties millions of dollars free akato penso a sha sese ye to gold
okay
ye hu de de sika na ye
yeah da wase for wo intro abusuafo mpese mutie mi yi mbeka asem bi minim se enye nkofo bi dead na mutie mi yi ma obiara imlemu ahemfo ene nananom muntie na mekani yi obiara inni right so obe blame ahemfo ene nananom because wonye hwe muntie na mekani yi impanyimfo na yato aba ama won a fiduciary responsibility a yechia won ka wobe auditione say wopese wobe hweyen na yen trusted the yen estate ma won a woye politicians no bisa wo say won aye won adwuma na ma obiara imlame nananom ene ahemfo muntie na mekani yi nananom ne ahemfo wo ho say wo be preserve na wo be showcase yen tradition muntie wo ni ho ye ma won responsibility bia yetua won ka for say wonye yen sase ne yen akuro wiye wo ho say wo be showcase what you say inti nia ye wo politicians a wo ye forward thinking a wo dwene oman hu a wo do oman hu a nia esese wo ye ne say wo create clusters e wo incro a na wo ye agriculture kro bia wo nia onya inti e bia kro nya brode kro dua mo kro dua bro kro to gold kro nya oil ahemfuni na no esese wo ye won administrators of the wealth na what is so no
yeah Cranton o de mama fa 1 minute bi nya de ni aha men ka say my do time no
you
messa the amount wo de nya botre ni
yes
oboase na metwa kire wo no
yeah a little correction there. Obuasi is the gold capital of the whole Africa.
The whole Africa.
And you're Ghana. You see, Ghana is the number one producer of gold over the whole Africa. You took gold chain South Africa, that is not the gold capital of just Ghana, but the entire Africa. And to watch the state of Obuasi, it might touch on info quickly. So I'll show you your governance system. No, and if you need any authority on even the gold on their land.
Exactly.
Yeah,
for that one.
Yeah, the minerals resources na share president so we put it in his trust. Even though he doesn't have any control over it. Women will say at the end of 2016, a certain president, outgoing president, 3 weeks to and Obe hand over no, and or they gun a box site in Nation in Brad and Sim. He could only do that because the constitution has given him that right. And that privilege to do that. To blame Ahimfo, that would be misplaced blames, yes. But as Kofi Kano, yes, local development in any community is in the hands of the MC and the DC. Local governments are responsible for some of these developmental projects. If you see your communities in any state, unless we are going to rewrite the constitution and put these people at the helm of affairs in the local. But I say, the Ahimfo ceremonial leaders. Say, a festivals. And say, yes, but what else do they do? And it has been a deliberate attempt to say, yeah, yisa authority, free local leaders.
So this conversation will come back to you and come yes, it's your constitution never boy.
We have to.
Because
we have to.
The ama make us say, yeah, nananwa info na ye no omote wono. Won say omo wotumi you.
Yes.
Omo kasa, omo wotumi ankometimi e dey senior politician bia mo waye the right thing. So my problem comes in when ohina onu wo krom ho. Enim say ade we me manfo nya eye pa. Ba politicians ne ba obesuso no to onka no kra nkyere no because onim say okwe obeja ne sika. Onim say okwe obenya ka bia firi ne ho. Enti no kra wo say eye ahemfo ni role o mo be play ama politicians no because say me your hene now we are politician now ba masasa so na me ka kire wo say me ma wo nya campaign wa masasa so wontimi nya campaign and no constitution no emfa sa right ne ma wo me metimi a kire say me pese we koso wo me kurom and you have to do it.
But and I just say we share the structure of our local governance system, you know. Development at the local level has been put in the hands of
the DC
and the MC. And you know, you don't have any say in all of those things.
But you can speak your mind.
No, you can speak your mind, but the consequences necessary. When we na be a 1 year, 2 year, politicians be my year 2. And now on it is a reality. It's something that they are dealing with. But until we can ground this in principle and in law, say yeah, best is constitutional and make sure say they are active participants. They are active participants in the development system.
Yeah.
These things will continue to happen. But until I say we have to change that constitution. The 1932 constitution was written for one man. Until now, when we say all the power was given to one man, it was not really democratic. How can you have a constitution that says certain provisions in that document cannot be touched? But I mean, if we decide to create that constitution, we have the right to change it as and when we see fit. But constitution now can say I mean, that doesn't make sense. That's not democracy. And yes, touching on Kofi's, Kofi said you cannot blame the kings wholeheartedly and not say 100% say they're the cause of these things. But Kofi only said there's a document called the United Nations Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous People. So that document really shows that indigenous people can participate in national agenda as well as the traditional if they so seem fit.
Yeah.
And I like you're rightfully saying, so I say I don't want to be part of government institutions. I want to run my system as it's supposed to be. You know, nobody has the right to touch him because they are sovereign and indigenous. But mistake I say we've registered the kingship and now you're registered under the National House of Chiefs and put them under the government machinery. Until we see on sovereign, on indigenous. Until man loses some rights to do some of these things. It's a politician bar will chrome, he can decide what to do because you have usurped your power. I mean, as you usurped your power and given, you have actually given your power, your birthright to him. But United Nations Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous People, so that documents say, as well as the indigenous people, they have the right to either choose to participate in government issues or run their system as they see it first. But when we say, they don't even know this document exists. They don't know. And see, the politicians use their ignorance to continue doing these things they're going to do. But again, the United Nations Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous People, they're a very, very serious document. And say, for no best stress that document, they will understand how to play their role in national development. But until we have that conversation, these things are going to continue. I mean, for over 200 years, you have two gold. There's nothing to show. Say that is the mining capital of the entire African continent. And we're talking about gold. Yeah. You see our gold prices on the international markets, they're over $50,000 per kilogram. But I'm not sure I have our beneficiaries of that. They don't even set the price of gold. But wow, capital, a whole year two gold chain will be over the whole Africa. It doesn't make sense. And this is why we have to change this. And I mean, the youth of Obuasi, say your demonstration, almost any text say, what are we going to do? Say Obuasi there's no king in Obuasi right now. Almost say it is other two adjoining towns that are ruling. And they are telling me, say, the reason is because he might have certain influence on the gold that is being mined there. Yes. It was a deliberate attempt, say, they will not have any king in Obuasi. That's what they're telling me this morning. Me checks and balances, yes. Yeah. But from what the youth are reporting to me, this is their concerns. The concerns. And if you go into the mining capital, massive unemployment because youth no cry or move to gold, they put them on the side. Now the expatriates from outside Moaba to
because was it last 2 years or so or more lay in Crawford off more than thousands. You lay off
you call a demonstration, you drew AGM runabout, there was heavy military and police presence there. I mean on the whole route of the demonstration it was free, but you drew runabout, there was very, very heavy security presence there. The reason is almost say youth no bear basa. And they know because they've laid most of them off and there's no proper justification for laying them
for
off.
the laying them off.
And see, what ba me cross so? Oh, ba betu me
gold.
Me say oh the mami juma na me to gold. No say no so ebe bomb. But I'd rather give it to outsiders. I mean, how do you even justify these things? But all is because our traditional leaders who are supposed to be custodians of the land have had their power usurped by the government. And see, they don't have any say or any participation in this governance process. The time I just say festival and answer BB, then they come and parade them there. That is all.
Ivan.
Mr. Kofi.
Mr. Kofi, myself can
okay.
No, what to ask every baby or do you?
Yeah, I think my mention.
I know the introduction can no yeah.
My mention what's here for. I'm say you can't development on my be a multi-stakeholder engagement. And there are written rules and unwritten rules. So where does a constitution assign specific responsibility to you, and as because of a multi-stakeholder engagement, you know, obia will role you play, sabe your mind back when anymore. And two she will be also pure water and chroma. Young Toronto baby and the role in the constitution, but they have a rule to play. So your constitution, your way, your land in United Shahim Fonsa, and a custodian, our Mosheso. Enti say galamsey ni na se for air coswa. I think they have a major role to play in say yes safeguarding your lands and now say yes safeguarding. But the problem arises when chiefs are somewhere custodian of the land, no protecting the dignity of the land, the people, the inhabitants no more honor. When omo shall pursue other priorities are different from omunkro for. Na I just say oh abaye sika pa then they will be in bed with power welders. Then the two will be in cahoot. Then they will rob the people. And I think that is the situation that is going on. Because I hear some of the mining areas now they are not poor. They are very rich. Exactly. So I think that in a larger extent, chiefs are highly involved in all these things that is going on because I'm rising above petty personal interest. Now sometimes some of these politics assign can who be need rise say okay, it is the interest of my community and I may put your friends at top now and then about driving me. I think that there are some of the things that are happening in our constituency various traditional areas because I win him constitution the land national him funsa. Just imagine a land that you're towing. Chiefs are ye hold in a very high esteem. But I could 40 me for land. Now, a town when you pay me and not create confusion. Look at land dispute. Air cost walk if Accra higher gold anyhow. About 50% actually create because constitution. The person the land the membership politicians and will be bad. When you greedy politician, they might end up taking everything. And they are a share him for instance. I say there is a dynasty perpetual. Who are not sure about to so. See, protect land, but with them, look at the way a man your land and as for no or more dealing with. So, what set your mind to those areas now? I think this I am for no more as if now rule now and your unwritten rule now. They are shamans. I said they are supposed to protect the land, no more people. No, so to me, I put that particular game. I think that government cannot take them for granted. But we live in a country where basic things are air cost or chroma air wrong or crano. I am for a nyako to confront government in the face and tell him say, hey, Niama way and answer when a year one when yes, may go for the development and answer for yes, obey any tax at the man for then answer for no. But that doesn't mean say you don't have a role because you are there. I would down for now. You are their representative and one way or the other no. You are a mouthpiece which may engage with the government and some of the way government agencies in as a form by chief in a bit may engage you to bring development to the area. And it get to a time a chief looking after himself, not the family. I know they are living well and they don't give a damn about Nippon or more crew. I think that is the line that we will go. And you can check. So I am for you my buy into politics or more where your friend is a council of state in as a form, yet you are more canon as a for most of them are very learned people are more rising to a whole lot of position. But look at what is going on. In the face of all the excesses I cost within government, that Ben what is will be a TJ said no, enough is enough of that. Because their bellies are full. If you within the setup of the Council of State, their bellies are full, and you have chiefs begging government for VAT and cash. Man is in answer for. According to report, there are some chiefs that every week be a and such a person, they will not speak for the people. You understand? So I think it's about some of the chiefs, pursuing some perverted personal interest. I don't know. And then I catch us how you go to some of the community chief, ne fie dan, ne castle you dan.
You go more videos in with that one.
Yes.
Ghana phones were
yes, because on because you do level be who said no. Good now, it is not for the chiefs, it's for the people. The answer we be too good or hano. Nipano. What is in for the people? Somebody need to stand in for the people. And as a government agency, government representative will not stand in. A chief will not there because chieftaincy is supposed to be a political institution. They are not supposed to meddle in politics. So that gives you a very strategic position. I'll bet you a convince which political party is in power, whether it is the MPP or the NDC, because of the strategic role now we play in, you are able to engage all of them to bring development to your people. But by personal interest, among them royalties, people are killing themselves for petty cash. It means that the priorities of the people, the welfare of the people, they don't give a damn. And who go into all the communities, you can start and check. I am for and the people are poor and they don't care. Obeko holidays or London, Nebaku school abrochire, they are giving them VAT as for and then so they are no different from politicians. Na they be yakase omuye greed omuya the chiefs are no different from them. And if you want to get a clear understanding, look at the council of the composition. I am from Kwane woman bebre or strong as a forum, but look at the current state development and where the Galamsey issue by you to na most often more Galamsey. It is Amra Galamsey na bind making effort. Okay, we are doing away with Galamsey and Yana as a forum. Sanka yenya such your friends stakeholder engagement. I have for no count knowing well say young crop for boys no more and Juma Cromunya being your unemployment here high now. Ye be money for Madam Wire. And that is where they will engage government to substitute when a day. Your friends are Galamsey no free then you are giving them something to do. Because Galamsey oko boy said that is the job I'm for a year from Crabrim Bessin, no man, your papa, my moody idea Bessin. All of a sudden, a particular government comes and introduces a policy, you are taking away Galamsey. You are taking away people's livelihood, even though the consequences in their bad. But as a government, you draw a policy, I better replace your friends are Galamsey, So when you are winning them off from Galamsey, then you are initiating them to something new. This is the alternative. But if there is no alternative, when the soldier folk go they will battle with them and make sure say, and this is the reason why in the last 5 years trying to fight Galamsey, it is not going anywhere. And these same chiefs now are also in bed with politicians. Most of the mining site Okroma, assume is a land in him for the day. Most of the politicians or multi TVs who go to the good TVs who church now Galamsey no mutu or mutu Galamsey no the chiefs are aware. Chiefs now kasa most of them have sight or more engaging in the same Galamsey. Yes, you to know. These are the realities.
Over to us where free.
All right.
Your Excellency.
Yeah, now say Ghana food na atias and say minim say everybody's pointing fingers to chiefs near him for. But me tembia no me pese me ko to the inception of the problem. So yenye fair for a second. Ni enhwe our perspective he say it makes sense. Say obi are blame chiefs, obi are blame ahemfo say. No kware wo mu pi na ye niam bia unsavory. No kware ye jetum. But the inception of the problem and they say politicians create an artificial hardship. Bia ense say anke wo because before politicians buy no na hemfo na ye one managers and one fiduciaries of one estate. Inti no onim se no wototo won niam a wonya sika no wode hwe won ho no wode hwe among ma. Say because politicians na create artificial hardship inti no one ge said to me na afi ahemfo no ho. Na one monetize sa to me na anka ahemfo no esese wo na won so wode hwe won ho no. So it say me bisa say ahemfo no wanya sika no wanhwe no hu ye up trapaka ma wa hye ni gold ni ade ye na afe no wanya sa sika na mfa nye sa de na he no rokwa kunya sa sika na fia na only way because government now didn't sabe to ejapade so a wo ye mining wo to oil wo cocoa wo fan say won fan say inti estate na esanko ahemfo no wo manage no say when je say to me na fi won ho inti e den wo to me hwe won ho most say wo ye ceremonial ese wo frantama okogwam de bia so hye aniama na no ho ye fe ne ye de kire say ye culture ni some maintenance no he no nyamfi inti na me propose ne say as I say government me a president ni ayen ye ba be ye ne say ahemfo biara no wo bɛyɛ an administrator of wo estate oman okro a wo fi so no na se brode no wodua na brode no wonya 10 cedis a emu at least 10% de ye de bema as say and my friends say assets and the management fee no say wo hwe sa manage wo ye management over sa assets ni nti no ye ma commission bi a eno so ye wo ye ebia ahemfo no so wo mu levels Inti obia ne level based on what jurisdiction no ya ma obibi na so tumi de hwa ho wotumi de di say wo ka asema ni patie because ahemfo ni na ya power no wunya fi he wontumi nya power wo hiam meja power bia ni ohiam wo ti ase ma yo hia ni da na manya sika so kakra da ohia nya de a wo de mo ohini bia se onfa entra pakem ontumi kra ntena pakem wo hia sika
eno nsi ye to ye manfo no e de etwene pesika
debi na American say hwe ni na ye nhihye
okay
politicians na die ngaboro politicians die ngaboro because anka state coffers here what the fly
what the minchawa no politicians dey nim so mo di yabora che but eno na ma eye concern ma yen say baby aye keka kone se nka ye hia ahemfo no
ahemfo no dey hia mo
in bed with them
ahemfo no dey hia mo 90 say no proposal ni ayere sremo ne say ye nim say ye ding politicians no are corrupt mumu bebre what you say eye no kware na mumre fie mon kensi so say mo politicians here mo dey ngabro for last 30 years 40 years na mon segregate ye divorce mo from by force the divorce from sa politicians see na mo meta ye echi ne ye ntuma mamu nidi ye because yes mo de bia no ayi our friend ye janom ne nanom a wokọ edikanfo na wokọ no wo be hold mo responsible say mo ne ye nini ye say mo ma won agya mo say se wo hwe na anka te say anka mo de atuo ne niama mo de bro sa politicians see be say mo no na eda nti yesre mo ye mpese mo masem de enya ha ne ba be kan because mo ya ahemfo mo ya ahene nom ne ahene ma nom ne ade nti ye di bu ne di na ema mo na emom no edubre say mo segregate because politicians no gumu hu fi na no na men pese politicians be gumu hu fi because ade e fe no diska na ayo nti mo
ba say no nti na etua royalties mo ebi mo gi royalties more than $400 million
ebinum
nti na me use the word ebinum
wo mu pi no
nti sa ankrofo no royalties no mo gi a eye cars ne ntoma ne ahene ma pe no mo de to ana
well say enu nti na say the yen say ese ma adwene ye adwumo ye mu pi wo ho no ma obi kodi ohene a ye onim se necessary watcheche oman na ye ese ye ne owo lineage no say ese so odi akunwa no but adwene ese se wo de ye bribi na won monetize no onim nti so what ohene na share na say okoyo ohene gold wo ha bebre then obeye or be ma China fo onim they don't have a clue say enyo no na bia se bi onim nyanson na akade no specific what you say nti no eno no sa no na bia woni one build partnership be with obi onim a oye Ghana ni na won we take responsibility na agudi e wo baby a wote no so no why but say government no step in na ohwe sa ahemfui ene ahene manom ne ade na won so wodi se na won fa won santo ejapade no so no wonye ne basa eye ohene no na ohwe so so say government no step in no set up system ma won because
aban no on step in no wo hwe me mfita dugu aban aboyi a nya dia on step in so eya ahemfo no
want to me because woni sika wo hwe obo asese na aye ya
sika be na wo ken
oh they be person wo person wo yade here wo person wo build a nation wo person wo build a town e say wunya science based people are what to send wo hye ne amase ohene ne nimdie na odere kwa akwahwehwe sankrofo no na enye ne responsibility because you to
me person me bo company ni din but one company $213 million $3 million asem na me kan yo first quarter keke eye royalties omutu yae
no kware eye no kware ahemfo ne bi wo ho a ya menyi wunye achinye But America said the whole process. And the Yenim said, but here and this our problem. By government could have avoided all of this by putting system. Hey, Mama can't say me, I'm the baby. Yes, Mama came. In a society where there are no systems, no culture and religion ne prevail. Systems in Niwa, Sane Banning, Inti the responsibility of the politicians are Yamawong the obligation. Say one young near pam it's a contract. Contract obligates them say as I said what she niyama. One anya when you maintain as ekofasa anya main aba. So system be a society be a systems there ye culture into me mpue e masro ensai niyama. Religion into me mpue e masro ensai niyama because systems their responsibility and consequences. What holds in a dear and really what a man as I go into chaos. Say yes system no obia between blame obia because there's no process, due process. As I say, ye obia or yes science based, data driven, human centered in leadership. Now watch it chigane ye ya rekasi or boss na say meti say ni rekasi baby last weekend here was Sunyane. Oh my gosh. This weekend here was takrade say China funo no want to quarry no want to just say dotini na ya what the articulators what this south dotty what the quiet house me beside drivers was what the quiet house now what in dotty now one enforce embankments no into insu to na dotini na juru na car kwan wa di kota yen na dotty asan beguso be kase mfuturu kwan so na kota wa ase adan ye die ho abrosa enso sa honi na no western region is the richest region, probably the richest region in the world per square foot. Western region and yet the richest correct won asetena debt poor pa ohia mu hia adenti na mu die nga brosa politicians mamu nyesa
Mr. Krante meba osubiem ni me wo say wa no ye o meka na wo ye Google say wo ye
royalties are semi ye kan Minyos act no mining act no I say royalties are yet to am government no I say government yi 9% dey ma ahemfo no
yeah
yentini say yet to royalties dey ma government no not government yi 9% na titi 9% ya because answer na ye betu am government and cry ye name I said Auditor General's report or say in 2020 alone 12.8 billion Ghana cedis a year and he said royalties can scan no answer na scan be do ahemfo no na ahem be kwa no and he in the cry said there should be transparency in that system how much the mining companies are paying to government then we know how much government is supposed to pay to those ahemfo no but you see a name fixed amount. Nobody comes to declare how much royalties are paid. It's figures in the air. Out of the royalties, total royalties that's paid to government. As I say, yengi emu 9% nima for mining communities. But I'm sure, in fact, almost several meetings say they've not even gotten their royalties from government. That is one issue too.
And I saw almost Emba. Say about no this canina.
And I'm trying to say if people can steal 12.8 billion in 1 year, and this is just 1 year. Yes, you can blame the Ayinfo to some extent, but make us say, so I'll show the genesis of this problem. Time abroad for no buy, that's when they took the power of the chiefs away from the chiefs.
And they did that on
time Yenya independence, no, that power was not returned to the chiefs. It was kept by the new government machinery that was created. And up to today, they've still been relegated to the back. And to me say, see, I know Ayinfo no, Omako here ceremonial figures, or and I say ceremonial traditional heads. They don't have or wield any proper power. And see, now innocent cast and we say government say oh yeah bibi and if no bet me agina ho akwama na say woman. But you see, I'm saying that is the ideal situation. No nice say yeah. But what is the reality? Reality they say if you try to stand against government initiatives, no, you. And we've seen this happen not once, not twice. We've seen so many kings who have been dethroned because of political interest. And see, most of them have become silent. And yes, but there's no avenue for them to champion that cause. Again, development on the local level and yet and for normal control is with the government
DCs
institution. So the DCs and the MCs. And see, one info say, you can't do anything. Even if you talk about it, it's not going to be done because you don't have any proper power. Government has usurped that power and has given it to the MCs and the DCs. And see, they are the ones who receive the budget every time to control development on the local level. And so info again, info no ceremonial. Or say, okay, say, yeah, me info. That's the only time they recognize them. Say, yeah, fashion. That's the only time they recognize them. But when do they even engage them in developmental projects and plans?
It's embassy a massive.
Yes.
2018, royalties are a core buying ho.
Yeah.
899 million.
900 million.
Remember I said 900 dollars.
Dollars and cedis.
Cedis.
Okay.
And see say it's 9% no cry be 9% out of that total amount. Na say ko na nanom nchen ya.
That's about
81 million.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
That's ideally. But almost say for some number of years they've not received the royalties. In terms of there's no transparency in that system. It's yen to me who's about the catcher say yeah, or major royalties or maybe amount info no. And info one, how many of them have received the royalties and how much has been given to them? You see. And see, even if you give the king and also all this ask info no, there's no mandate on them to use that for developmental project because the constitution and as we are running right now has not given them that responsibility. It's over to me the amount or the better on the V8 inside the amount because
we had more cry more conditions here. The man miano nothing at home. Miano nothing at home. I had a man who have a casa the any bebo.
Say come Ivan. To us and Anina ka opesosi.
Oh,
because I say yeah denya asase no ahemfo no na wotumi wo so.
Yeah.
But to touch on this one.
No problem. You finish.
Yeah, the natural resources needs one person, that's the executive, the president. Into one info, you're just a custodian, but you have, in fact, now a multiple sale of lands, no. Yes, so called assassin here. So to assassin, no. And so called register what lands and registry, no. But who controls? That's a government institution. It's a yes, what honor now to say me assassin now the amount. No, you have to go and register it with the government. Ain't say Obia beto assassin. Now you're the assassin ama Kofi Granting. Say call land registry honor. And say Sanyama no you put checks and balances. But because those systems are not working, say here. That's why you can see this thing running. Yeah, because say to assassin say here and you there. Say call register with land registry commission. And see, so the land number will be for and can I say your child said no, this land belongs to someone. It's you to me koto.
Yeah, how difficult is that
happen? Because it's
how difficult is that?
Flaw. And see, I say I was here. You are free developmental issues. Why mo? No. Ivan to us.
I think, if you broaden the discussion, you can flip in a lot of things.
Yeah.
See, why are we here? Yet, yes, I may not be any to me. But we are sitting here talking, trying to influence development. Why? Because in our daily lives, you encounter problems. Who's a man for go through the challenges. Even though the constitution is assigning any specific role to us, but we are here trying to suggest policy alternatives. Your friends say policy makers by adopting. Say by me address some of the challenges. The same way, I am for whether the constitution grind them whatever. Makase. Sometimes we say parliamentarians and your kind and as a forum na ebi ala wunim dia woka. We've gotten to a stage that any position be to a certain extent you are supposed to use it to influence development. Whether we are software, we your friends have malam, or your wine, any role be to a certain extent, you are supposed to use that particular thing to influence development, to bring way to your people. I'm saying that is how it's supposed to be. It depends on how you want to do it.
That's ideal, but you can say the person doesn't know what he's talking about. Say if you are supposed to influence it, yes. We're saying right now doesn't work. People come out and you see to be fair to the chiefs. On my advice, the document I'm talking about, Oje Aho Yaojebi the second, or my of Sefuyo also. Oh yeah, there was a program where they organized where the kings were talking about certain issues too. It's a yes or no two more. They do it, but I'm saying without real power, you're not able to influence anything. Until we talk right now, we've spoken about free SH and how we can make it better, how we can solve unemployment and all those things. Which government institution has even listened to us? emu dey on the edge.
Oh, that be say your family say also the your family say enye because and na nka na pay on be koso aye the on pesa at times the issue that we speak about no yeah that bebre ho mo fa the year adwuma see ya ka see ya tena se na ya ka so obi antie dia we are getting it wrong and na no be ye de wo mo pe and any ya ba ya ho so na sika na wo se de ye puntu dwuma na ma for the road ross
enti enye say ye kasa keke you say we should put in place strong institutions and measures. In the time Obama got back Ghana, no, say our problem is that we don't have strong institutions. In the kasa nani say we need to create strong institutions for the system to work.
But say when him say,
yes.
me de nana doman hene be example achiro. The one we gina na so sisi ya no. Me ya sure say wuntimi kokoro no so nkotu galam say mane yi. On ti ase. O wo tumi wa asase no so.
Yes.
Ya wo other chiefs so a wo mo gina mo na so say me kurom ha asase ne ya me dia. Se gold na womre ya ban dia me ma wontu galam say and it worked. Because politicians na ye hu am sa no ye de o amom ayen 4 years na mo ko wo ma cha ye 8 years they vanish but when na what ya asase no so kosi so obewu so sa wo ka say and na me de me to me bia me so de ntoma mpa na me fira no akotena paka mu eti me nka hwe ya that is where you are getting it wrong.
But Galamsey is different from mining itself. No,
for the mining aspect, that one is different. Me can't ya be to say, "Sahim for me, your imagine say one more be ya." To me, because then you from a good corona. Whether mining or Galamsey, it come back to gold.
Yeah, let me just say this. Unti, yeah, unti.
Took your time.
I've made a time never mind.
I just want to make this point. You see, the awoken now we are absolutely right. But busiafo muntie de ya kan or say ahemfo no ye wo madwene say. Let me tell you something with a problem with developing nation. Who leave the process of debatability no to nipa because nipa enye consistent. Inti we no or say ahemfo no ye wo madwene a the reason intia systems any agencies, any new PFL wo Ghana and say based on personality. It is a personality near good, results near different. Personality near bad, results near different. System be around a sano and yet predictable. We need predictability. You can't have success. So, and until you was a quagmire, yeah, you woman. Until the ye proposing say, ye beja dependability na ama ahemfo say or you good or beye anko betumi aye ya titi ye right but aden ye nyi sa power ni any sa ayi debatability ni every honom na ye nka say eye say inti say we good o we bad o say necessary we no na aye system e wo ho say ye sa obi antumi feli who depending on ahemfo say one be sorry no ma ye inti the result and I say the final ne say yenyi sa politicians here wo mo the course of sa kanka yin free ho ni emfa obi a owo adwen pa ma oman no obeyan hyehyeye na ahemfo ne ahemmanum edi yie na asase a omete so no enye te se de na ni kan wo kolanso wo koto asase a obekọ no there is no ayibia on the computer say asase ya turn once twice me wa fa asase ya turn 6 times okoye okokacha ahemfo no say ye de turn ma onti court so oh yeah ye de turn ma onti court
say enkomo Mr. Cranton why am I Ivan Tam no kra
obe fire
say wo ka system no enye na dwen say be sesa enti ahemfo no nkoso ntina wa ngosi say assistance ba sesa ansa what can they do now I mean now
bibini adwene no sa na adwene bibini adwene say he yanko to the bottom of the problem and fixing it from the root cause sa de we enko na enko china because politicians of more baby and won't take advantage of the people a weakness so enti they will take advantage of this system
say no metimi aye
yenyi wo mu free ho
o yenyi he for
politicians see NDC and MPP by yenyi of 2024 yenyi on free na mo system ayede ba system yede ba no ye bema ahemfo
ya wo kan dia ye te se Ghana fo nyina na ye beboa na yi sa ankrofo 2 ye free wo me ahemfo no contribution now
ahemfo no contribution wo mo nsa hye politicians nenum
dey no mo sa hye o manum
ya wo koma ohini bia aduane so oni no amane car na wo ade efe nya ofan kwa ye hyepe abetena ho sei o so ade efe o mo fe wo mo car de bi ntinam
o mo pe V8 o mo pe eniema be mo ma ye hyepe da mo nkrofo
tradition no sa na kire no intino ye ma wo mo sa neoma no mo ntumi nye tradition ne ma yen but me am put responsibility and our strengths be as say wo ye say dia ene gya no wasase ye mmerep wasase no so hu ye ma wo mo sa power na ohini bia be kasa na ohini no wo nya aduane ni wo say me koka say maybe agudie na ho na nya sika wo hia sika na dey to gold tu na nya ko wo hia machines wo hia de be na dey tu nti so ohini no kra otisika so kra mpo a komo bede no because ohia investment no dia yade no the odisika ne mawa ubetumi dia monetize you know say me conditions ni wahu ade we wahu strategically planned say ye bem pia omuti asha ade na say wahu inti me ayefo no listen enyo mu na ebinu mo ha wo manya omo ho a wo mo de omo ye but make up for the most part as an organization as an institution as we no mama yete ahemfo na say ahemfo te say police for wa mo bribe wa mo gi police barracks na kohwe asetena wa mo team wa mo setena nye government ma wa mo places entina so into police ni gina kwa ho a wo go cry manufacturing ma police ni be say bribe manufacturing
any wrong thing
that's not true listen the problem is to go to the root cause. The root cause is we cannot allow these criminals politicians to be posted and worry about nyoma wa makoso you have to see anything that they be abibini ya ka chire nyoma mu no we always focus on the symptoms ahemfo ya sema wo kan broni beka say symptomatic bibi na ba ya na aba nti wo pese wo yi free ho permanently you go to the root cause no any NDC ni MPP for
Ivan
I think so wo he asema na me kan ho development na we your active players na nipa constitution na certain responsibilities are show monsa and your other stakeholders are yeboa to support that particular thing say because e be na yeti ha ye suggesting alternatives na say for and the same responsibility na impose on chiefs and whoever that is why I'm saying say obi or software that position he's supposed to use to influence development obi a MP obi or hen na say for so it goes both ways. I say obia sorry. Enti ahemfo to no mu bedru abi no mu say no politicians achoki acha said that Mr. Kofi Kenya that you cannot continue to just say what na obia choki because winning Crawford neti after all politician e 10 and 4 years so you are them confirm so obewu enti no what are winning the real challenges and the problems that confront you people. So when you make a move, like I have met me I said no, problem is not why important, especially when we to go. No, we want to engage government and just change the rules of engagement. Are you telling me that politicians will not engage? They will definitely engage. So until say power now more wealthy at the local level, no, or maybe who some fast no more who the role.
That's the point.
Whether written or unwritten, impose on them to seek for the welfare of their people. No? Politicians will continue to take them for granted because I'm telling you, if you go to constituencies where among for free there or so the MP knows so these people and development will not happen. The last time I was traveling to Kumasi from Accra, Kumasi Kwanza na ubetwamo free kronum you spend about 4 hours traffic. Are you saying him for more when you betimi aka politician can say oh this we have say Kumasi promote me spend 3 hours enti yenya ring road obi free Accra ba na onya hwe Kumasi bypass it. Can't we do this? And are you telling me that him from no they are not privy to some of these things? These are some of the just to influence development. It doesn't mean the constitution in Yama rule after all. Now you can about your friend is saying royalties. So after all, him for their mom royalties. Now me tell you, women royalties. State is not a charity organization. On one city, you need to account, do something to justify it. So the fact that your friend saying royalty 9%, you know, and impose a responsibility on you to do so. You can't just sit aloof and say just say yes, Sandy amount to me. Yeah, because somebody amount to me. Because if you look at the democracy, active players will continue to be politicians. And sometimes the NDC, the MPP, can, for instance. instance, we can care NDC MPP are bad, but Ghana for nebe here for development.
Yeah.
What I say because Obifo from bar, you are not going to import Chinese and not Togolese.
Exactly.
Not the one by Ghana. The same Ghana for with the same mindset, with the same chiefs. Yeah, always looking after their welfare. No, they are the same people we are going to deal with. So sometimes we have to tackle the problem from the base. Now yeah, who the kind of power is the same as voters. Until someone realizes that the enormity of your power, politicians will continue to take you for granted. Yeah. And that is what is happening. So I have not translated with Obuase, gold in so development and going forward, mining companies no more buying until say you certain level of development, we are not going to allow you to do some of this. It's our land. To a certain extent, they can exert some pressure on government and then the mining companies to do a lot. Then they will go and build other places. So they are destroying your land. As a chief, what is your bargaining power?
Yeah.
And then a warrior to ensure that your people will benefit. But you are to V8 amount. Bosumi and the Suma say you are okay with it, you are satisfied, and your people are living in poverty, languishing in poverty. Politicians will not care much because after all, Obuasi say politicians be quite say
yeah.
So when I want to you are privy to the challenges. DC as a for their government representative, they all take feed from the booties. So he doesn't give a damn about it. So now we are the custodian, a political institution, welding and the enormous power. Are you saying that politicians and respect chiefs? They respect them a lot.
Yeah.
So now Kufuor call him be nice or boni mo asena wachiano. A church said they want enormous power. So how to use that particular power wisely. You can engage politicians. Sabaya obetimi development. Now what you now we are there.
When I was a to me a crowd. Now one will call first also to me no the bayajuma because me see hey 7 previous and me born me no mama today. It's so the man what the agina tum. And it's up to me. Some Jane said a trainer see me counsel and yasa woman no yasa me the bad day. Obi wa was me dia woman no mabusi afo nyina MPP for. Me dem mabusi afo nyina ya NDC ntimi dem mi nyina me nyini wa party A party B. Use one Jane, simple as that. Use the brain. So until say we your henny or my henny, we your di crow. Now we to me a kitawa. You can use it. You always say so. Constitution in your say. I mean, challenge. No. We need to reason up.
Sure, but okay, say I am for big out or because say school buildings. You see what the crew no mfanye bibisa na oba out or bekasa. Do you see what happened?
No, they are okaya o mapanyi ko yi na no na voter region
in the voter region. No meba. So you can't say they are not doing anything or they're not voicing out. But you see there's a thing. See say institutions are here can say the royalties ma ayimfo no. And there's no binding responsibility on them. Say fast scan yes say Safa yes say no. There's no accountability. It's the other way. What can you do to him? There's no remedial action there. But obi to say MCE, DCE, their office has been created and mandated. Said these are the responsibilities you do with the budget we are giving you. And to say MCE fast scan or the year the ancestors on file no. There are punitive actions you can take against them. But if you know what they're going to do with them, it's strong institutions here.
Yama him for royalties. Me chawa no. Yama on be royalty. Yama royalty because say be amrabia mata ho se be ya accounts mame no. Na che say won so wadwem bone any kwan a obetimi afa so di sika na ye ne say wo di betwa wanu ma na.
Anything I yes say.
That's why I say you have to use your brain.
But no, but you see una normal human behavior you need these strong institutions. Say oh yes say these are the punishments for it. And that's what stops people from doing. And so Obama buy or say our only problem is that we don't have strong institutions. Institutions say so one man or say 9% of the royalties government receives no. Then it has to have responsibility attached to it. And there has to be punitive actions. Say oh just wing and you don't do what you're supposed to do with this. These are the remedial actions in there. And that's what's going to make them do it. But say you're free for all. Or tina baby, what for? Say $2 million crowd, all the money say, all the fafakoye the obey no. I know there's no actions behind it. Or bet to be the open no. And nobody can do anything about it. That's what we are seeing. Say, it won't be to talk of V8 no. So the kings will be rich, but the people around them are poor because there are no punitive actions attached to it. And to say you're creating institutions, and chieftaincy is an institution. If they're going to receive any money from all of those things, there has to be clear procedures on what they're supposed to use those monies for, and punitive actions attached to it. And it goes across, but even politicians, the MCE, DCs, the MPs, all of them, the whole government institution is supposed to have those punitive actions attached to it. And so I said we need a new constitution that will spell out these things. And see, everybody says some people can have your friend Muslim Article 71 office holders. They do all the corrupt things in the country, but nothing is done about it because we don't have strong institutions. And see, if chieftaincy is an institution, a state institution, we should create and make it strong. And they say, put punitive actions in there for some of these wrongdoings we're talking about. Say, Sky, and you say, party, and I say, no, you're supposed to do certain works with it. And if you don't do it, these are the corrective actions we take.
May I say, and I'm saying my update.
Yes, on
no, some no kind, you know. When them say school no is almost here. Uncle, I could come.
Good.
But as we saw, he didn't see you. Say MC, you know, Kromu no see you at the end of the day.
It was that.
Or then I see from voice say out as a on hene no. Ya yes school no, yes see. Ya complete your man could come. That is the power they have, and they are not executing it. I make myself.
No, I agree.
Because unim, they have something in them. On hene no one can school na dem wudam ho. There are so many e-blocks ama hama ye ya kanema panyima hama ye ya. Emu ahim from kasa ye egungudam. Ebu akwa beko ya penti awia boso awie what you say but egumudem into the moment anyemfo no be start your voice out no we will see changes.
Not true.
Because ahene na yes landlord and our politicians are tenant what you say into say landlord wo hihya wo mra no hihya mra papa ma tenant na ono na advance so obetu akwa agyaw. True. Ivan to aso and I know Mr. Cranton.
Well, listen, me did na me can ne say me problem be no from me say na me no as I say ye quote to the inception of the problem ni now in this to the inception it means to say as I say ye to near be said ye ni kan say na Ivan akano ye ma won sika it should come with specific instructions to say sika ya muri je e wom say ye royalties de enso no say ne say moye ahemfo no so yesremo mo fa mo nanzi o say wori gumu fi e say mutumi gina na mo kase sa criminal politicians yi conditions are what the mamo no mo na mo ya ahemfo mo na mo work custodianship of the land mo sorry na mo kasa na mo din ho ntew na mo nye proactive na bibia wo ho say wo kan wo ye no wo ye che say yehu bibi ti say oboase yehu ba bi ti say Ghana nyina wo na ma fi degradation of the land. Ghana say Bebia say minimum one place Omanpanyin fi wo Flagstaff House kra rails na ono kra chiacha monkam pavement ni bi abo ayi afi mu ne ade hawa Ghana fo yende yenye so maintenance conscious adenti na enkro ahoro wo Ghana te say wonnam Ghana na wo hwe eya na ya reho Ivan ayi asemo ka about wo kodu wo kosunyare na odukumase wo bedi traffic mbe 2 hours containers left and right bebia Ghana ya container country bebia container left and right oh mate Mr. Cranton ya besan aba back ma yemfa yenka to embassy ya twa ye ho ye beba na yatimi aba beto ankomo no so dia ma wo se Facebook no so aye de pa ma binum Trabo Mr. Cranton ebi so ni namini and ebi so man fans ho eti ma ye twa ye ho ye baba sisi a His Excellency yeah ye duriwie comment kakra me man
say 2 minutes
Mate system bia wo build nipa wum bia no and say wo build system no based on personality because personality based system no che say we hope say nipa kono be ye nipa pa ayemfuni na anye nipa po na won ye fiduciary responsible fiduciaries of one land na won ni politicians nkoso no one kasa enche politician no one nkoso. The truth of the matter is politician ahemfuni bi wo kra sebi ebia wo ye wifo ye nim inti so what did they be see ho say onyo hene a oba be bo oman no ana kro no fam then the wo ho no mu to make sure say ohene ya wore be sebi wan hwe na echi bibia ye pepepe ye ni bibia saa inti necessary oman no empanyimfo a eye politicians no wototo niama say regardless of sano broni and adening, so we are kronfo, we are nipapo, we are Christonio, we are posomsomfo. What do we shadiano? We bet me perform because the system constricts you to an expectation.
Bruni issue no quick one. Ivan, or time for 1 minute every way because Bruni the
Oh, okay. I think that's a chieftaincy institution.
Yeah.
We are not here saying him from Koya Quine and Amunkusi school and for them. But what we are saying is the entire constitutional framework is not thought it wise to make it a political institution. Every politician be about or come with a certain partisan interest. And chieftaincy institutions are there to balance your friend saying the interest the interest of the people because more when you perpetuate our moon the challenges, you know. So that veil of veneration I the more I respect you mono. Upon that that's what we use to influence development. To engage politicians who say when where things are going wrong, especially mining areas na manfo to dynasty na ebugum na nkra yira unkrofo na yira, you can't just sit and look and say me need to mean you know omuntutu nko na at the end of the day a dining asia yi monka development on development munya bi mo yare na asefo nyina ba about all mine force because some of these mining areas because of chemicals and asefo no omu use you know I say yare ba e ma ya ete akra so omomoti ho and the chiefs you know unkrofo na ho. So I think that nobody is saying that ahemfo kwaya ahemfo kwaya school na se for them, but as stakeholders you know they are supposed to engage power welders like MC DC ni na se for them sabi betimi bring development to the people. It's all that we are asking.
Okay ni
yes see to ahemfo for no. They should stop selling their power to politicians. I know the first one. Stop selling your power to politicians.
Point
yes. The next one is that we need to build strong institutions.
Okay.
The strong institutions no ahim for the chieftaincy is an institution.
Okay.
In creating strong institutions, lay down proper rules and regulations. This is the punishment you're going to get. Punitive actions. If you're a king, you're a chief, or whatever it is, no. And yes, sir, you have the free way to do whatever you want to there. But these are the legal frameworks that we are putting in place. And I say we need a new constitution. We need a new constitution to set up how the system is supposed to run. Let's say whatever role you're going to play, whether you're active or you're passive, no. Once you are given that responsibility, there are certain corrective actions in there. Let's say, oh yes, oh yeah, no. This is what you're going to face. Okay. And when we have that, that's only when we can take care of some of these things. And so first, we need a new constitution to right some of these wrongs, and the kings and for stop selling your power to politicians.
Medase, His Excellency, say what Bronish you are trending. I'm not interested in the act, but me are interested in how the whole thing was supposed to quite fast so about one thing. Any quiet girl no, Timmy fast nya gadgets be wow. Any security one more hono. Very brief one and then we wrap up.
I'll say Ghana for we have to stand here and talk about young president. Listen, I'm totally in disagreement with Senate President Kufuor-Addo. I'm totally in a disagreement, but may respect him as a young president, and he deserves and needs protection from the state. Say, or your president in T. Near AC, no, a huge disappointment to national security and the secret service. One out where you're responsible for president secret detail nina. SAR system nina has to be looked at. SSA muna where you mwedi without question.
Simple as that.
This is a huge embarrassment to the country, say. Muma obiabi mumu nimu no. Mudi nenim was flashing car didn't call tarmac so. Namo fane bag koka president ho. Namo mo kotene plane mu nim ne hye no ho. Mu nim ne hye ne bag mu. Nti anka mid air na plane explode anka makumi yam president.
Okay. Enti yero akwasi
Oh, as I said, what you want.
What's you money ready? And you deserve it. Ivan,
what restructures our whole
just
institution?
a brief one.
Yeah, I think the only part I'm interested in is national security issue.
Exactly, that's the only part I'm interested in.
I think it's quite unfortunate because to the extent obi because baby who cry after the CNN, the lady went to CID headquarters.
Yes.
And she was able to record how porous our security architecture is because she's a very smart lady.
Yeah, exactly.
If Otimi Ewura national security to the extent say Owura to the chief na Nkasa office with a gadget. Na Otimi a recorder. I think the security near very porous. And said Mr. Kofi Kaye with the president having phone to record and those stuff. In national security net, we need to do a lot to address, and it's unfortunate. I'm from unveiling on my mind to those things. Quite recently, similar thing to national security minister Nan Kasa in charge of all these things. You know, his video was all over wearing pajamas and whole lot of things.
Oh no, pajamas.
How naked we are as a country, and our priority be I think that we need to invest in those things.
Yes, yes. On the matter of principle, similar incidents happened in America under Bill Clinton, the impeachment. That's first thing. Say, and then on to touch on the security issue. Say a whole president say, "We'll be trying to picture say what damn people." That is a no, a no deal. And see, I was expecting say after the Easter festivities, everyone in charge of national security would have resigned. They shouldn't be opposed because this is a serious breach of security. And like you're saying, until Uncle will be complained, the person would have gone too easily.
Yeah.
I mean, those who handle the president have failed their job. They should all resign. Okay. For someone to have access, unimpeded access to the president, and to leak such very incriminating evidence, I mean, pictures of the president, there's no excuse for this. And see, but this one, they should have all resigned from their jobs. And if we are serious as a country, I want to see this happen. I said President Zankasa should speak on this.
Also,
quick one. I think that we can just brush this thing aside. Medru public name different, but we need to investigate.
Yes, exactly.
Some level of investigation has to be conducted, especially the security we know.
So and it's Mr. Kofi Cranton and Ope me that say Ivan Cheni no sex me that say and afeni yame enhira mo papa